Well, it's certainly been a busy day across the Triad with several severe thunderstorm warnings across our area earlier on this morning, all from this cold front that's been pushing through. We've been tracking this line for the last several days, and it's still prompting some severe thunderstorm warnings. Not for the Triad. As for right now, the line has kind of continued to push toward the east, but there is one right now in central North Carolina, right near Raleigh. And there's also a lot to our north in portions of Virginia, moving into Pennsylvania as well. Let's zoom in right now on the Triad. This is that line of severe storms that moved through just these last couple of hours. It has now continued to push east, but there are still a lot of warnings with this system as it continues to push throughout the area. It's now impacting portions of counties in Halifax and Warren. Wind speeds up to 60 miles per hour and even has a tornado threat also possible with this system. I wanted to just show you a little bit of a closer look. When we start to see a little bit of a red meet, kind of that green area, we could see that kind of a notching, and that's when you start to see a little bit of rotation and we're able to see possible tornadoes kind of come up across the area. So while this doesn't have a tornado warning with it right now, it could very well have one with it heading into the next 30 minutes or an hour if there is to have anything spin up. You know, earlier for us, we had a tornado warning for Stanley County, and it actually gratefully and fortunately fell apart before making it into our area in Montgomery County. I haven't seen any reports of damage with that, but you know, it's still worth mentioning because it's been pretty breezy this morning and there have been lots of storms across the area. Severe storm risk across the Piedmont still is at a level slight 2 out of 5. I imagine this is going to get dropped down just in the next couple of hours as that line kind of sweeps in across the area. The only thing that I can think of, though, of why they might just be keeping it for right now is there is the actual cold front itself that's going to be moving through within the next couple of hours. And with daytime heating and other factors like ingredients for severe weather, that could prompt maybe an isolated shower or storm heading into the next few hours. So while the main line, you know, we're all clear of that, still want to keep an eye to the sky for maybe an isolated shower or storm, but the severe level threat is diminishing. A look at the tornado risk for the area. Again, a slight risk, medium risk as you head towards central North Carolina. I do want to note that the tornado watch that was issued earlier for much of the Triad has since been dropped since this main line has continued to push toward the east and continued toward the coastal part of the region. Tornado watch still in effect for portions of central North Carolina and southeastern North Carolina until 2 o'clock, just within the next hour or so. But I'm not expecting any warnings for us heading into this afternoon and into this evening. Again, that severe level threat is winding down. We still have a wind alert until 2 o'clock. This wind advisory continues for all of the counties that are shaded here in this tannish type color due to gusts between 35 to 45 miles per hour. We've been talking about this for the last couple of days, but you know, if you haven't secured outdoor loose objects, go ahead and do that. With even those storms moving through, non-thunderstorm winds today are still going to be very, very breezy and continue into this afternoon. In fact, we've seen a couple of storm reports across the area run actually near Troy in Montgomery County, where we have seen some one report of Duke Energy reported outage caused by fallen trees or limbs damaging equipment, and the same thing over here in Hillsboro. Haven't seen other reports of damage really outside of these by Duke Energy. If that changes, of course, I'll continue to let you know. And if you have any damage even around your neighborhood, make sure you send it in to us as well, and we'll share it on air and online. Rainfall today we've seen across the area between around 1/4 of an inch up to around 1/2 an inch for the majority of us. But with some of these heavier, intense storms across the area, we're able to see up to around 1 inch. Like Boone right here was able to see 1.35, 0.63 here in Burlington, so over 1/2 an inch. Almost 1/4 inch in Raleigh so far, with those storms kind of continuing to push through the area again. And you know, some areas seeing much more than others with the heavier downpours moving through the area. We do have our weather impact alert extended through this afternoon and will likely end it soon as this main line continues to push east and away from the area, with the threat of damaging winds and severe storms also dwindling. Still want to keep an eye for these pop-up storms that are going to be possible though heading into the afternoon and into the evening itself as this cold front kind of sweeps throughout the area. Just make sure, of course, you know that the gusty winds are going to be continuing to be a problem heading into this afternoon and evening as well. This is kind of what we've been looking at all morning long. Lots of storms rolling through the time lapse here on Winston-Salem. More wind and a lot of rain across the region, but look at this clearing behind the storm. We've been starting to see more and more breaks in those clouds, with sunshine trying to make a return, fighting through those clouds. And due due to that, temperatures today could very well get in the low 70s. Right now, we're already starting to warm up. 69 in Greensboro, 68 in High Point and in Reedsville, 70 in Winston-Salem and in Walnut Cove. Dew points across the area still going to be in the 60s. A pretty good environment for these isolated pop-up storms along the front to actually, kind of fire up and move into the area. So this is actually one model showing us maybe an isolated storm or two just in the next couple of hours with the main cold front pushing throughout the area. Then more of that line is going to start to push away from the area, and that becomes kind of their problem toward our east and central portions of North Carolina. That's when our threat really starts to die down in terms of any rain at all, but I do think our severe threat has started to diminish since that main line has kind of exited the area. A look at High Point right now, lots and lots of clouds, but hey, the sunshine is trying to come out. You can see it right up here, trying to break through some of those clouds. We're in the mid to upper 60s across our area. Heading into this afternoon, mid to upper 60s. We're still going to be windy, but you'll notice those severe thunderstorm chances are starting to die down heading into this afternoon and into this evening as well. There goes that cold front kind of pushing offshore. High pressure is going to be building in right thereafter, and that means we're going to be nice and clear heading into these next couple of days. Calm weather, but also pretty dry. Look at this longer range outlook for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We could see an isolated shower, but until then, we're looking mainly dry across the area. This is another front, and again, chances are still going to be pretty isolated with this system. Highest wind gusts that we've seen so far today in the mid to upper 30s, mainly in that 35 to 45 mile per hour range that I was telling you about just last night. 39 is the max wind gusts in Greensboro, 40 in Winston-Salem. And some of these could even be higher in the next couple of hours outside of thunderstorms. Can't emphasize that enough. Even without the thunderstorms themselves moving through the area, it's still going to be very breezy, especially with the cold front moving through this afternoon. Wind gusts for right now still 36, like I just said, in Greensboro, moving through the area, 32 in Winston-Salem again. And this is after that main line has kind of already continued to push east and out of our region. And into this afternoon, it's still going to be pretty breezy behind that cold front that's sweeping through these next couple of hours. So anywhere between 25 to 35 miles per hour continuing into this evening, starting to die down though, heading into the overnight hours. Next 12 hours are going to be right back down into the mid to upper 50s throughout the day today. Again, it's been a windy one, and we're seeing those severe storm chances starting to die down. Heading into the new week though, look at all of this sunshine, and it's also going to be feeling a bit more like spring. We're entering that season where we're able to see severe weather, but then, just like the next day, just a snap of a finger, we're starting to see more sunshine and also more warmth in the forecast, going from 60 for St. Patty's Day back into the mid to upper 70s, nearing almost 80 degrees by the time we're into Wednesday. So again, heading into these next couple of hours, what I need you to know that the severe weather threat is diminishing, but an isolated shower or storm is still going to be possible heading into this afternoon with the actual cold front itself moving through the area. So you might think you're all in the clear, and you know what? The severe level threat is starting to drop, but I still want you to keep an eye to the sky if you have outdoor plans. Just in the case of not having to run inside, I just want you to have a plan B in case you need to head indoors with some of these isolated pop-up storms. Not going to last long either, but a quick line or two is possible for this afternoon. Now, some changes are coming heading into the new week. We're back around 60 degrees for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're mid to upper 70s. Then we're starting to cool off again, but warming up a bit with a little bit more sunshine for the weekend.